I have to apologize ahead of time about the audio of my video. My computer's down, so I'm using a laptop, and the only microphone is on the laptop, and it picks up the cooling fan on the processor. Yeah, it even annoys me. Recently, a well-known YouTuber named Cult of Dusty has uploaded a video that has essentially rocked his subscribers. I was subscribed to this guy for at least 3 years, maybe even 4. He's a militant atheist who is claims to be a member of the skeptic community, even though there isn't really a skeptic community, especially after the skeptic community was destroyed by social justice warriors. But he puts up this video where he accuses everyone in the skeptic community of being members of the alt-right.
Hey guys, how you doing? Dusty Smith here, and I just thought I'd do a quick video to talk about how the alt-right has taken over the skeptic community. It's kind of sad to see, to be honest with you.
You heard that right. Dusty says that all the skeptics on YouTube in the skeptic community are now members of the alt-right. And he doesn't just stop there. He actually goes as far as to get specific and start naming major players in the YouTube world. Many of, in fact, all of which that he names are ones that I'm subscribed to and that I follow, and have even found much inspiration to do what I'm doing here from them.
You look at a lot of the big channels, Sargon, Chris Reagan, Armored Skeptic, hell, even the Amazing Atheists. They seem to be on this alt-right kick lately.
You heard that right, people. Chris Reagan, the Armored Skeptic, Sargon of Akkad, yeah, they're right-wing extremist, white supremacist, Hitler-loving, Jew-hating pieces of crap, according to Dusty. And now let's find out what the alt-right is, according to Dusty.
For those of you who don't know what the alt-right is, the alt-right is a group of people who traditionally reject conservative values. They don't really consider themselves conservative. In fact, the ones in this community traditionally vote Democrat. They're usually liberal.
And now let's find out what the alt-right really is from somebody who's actually a member.
The alt-right is a new movement. It's full of energy and enthusiasm and excitement, and it is primarily concerned with the three things that I think are energizing Trump voters: immigration, trade, and political correctness, and free speech generally. It takes a number of different forms. I mean, you can define it very, very broadly to include sort of classical liberals, disaffected leftists, ordinary conservatives, and this new, young, very energized, kind of trolly, mischievous, youthful contingent that has suddenly become interested in politics again. That's the wing that I'm sort of most closely associated with. And that's the most exciting bit, because it's the bit that had checked out politics almost for generations, really. Donald Trump's re-energized those people, and he's re-energized those people by standing up to the nannies, the cultural scolds, the bullies, the feminists, the people who don't want you to say things, don't want you to go there, the people who perpetually take, lines from speeches out of context in an attempt to sort of whatever, the people who, who are always talking about offense taking, and nobody really cares. And that's the bit of the movement I really like. And that's the bit of movement that is sort of unstoppable, really. And irrespective of what happens in this elections, that's the bit of the movement that will win.
So not only does Dusty not even know what the alt-right is, he names off these specific YouTubers. And man, was there backlash. You could see it in the comment section on the video. I'll put a link to it in the description. And yeah, he gets flamed by everyone. Shoe on Head gets in there, Warcorp 666, so many big names get in there and are like, dude, what the hell? You don't even know what the alt-right is, and apparently you don't even know what we are about either. It's so insulting to us that you would just call us this. That's pretty much the gist of all of it. They debunk his video to the point that he should be ashamed of it and just take it down as an embarrassment to his YouTube career.
And so the YouTubers had to give their audience something else besides religion to fight because it became boring. And so what they chose was social justice warriors and feminists. These have become the new evil bad guys of the skeptic atheist community that everybody stands up and fights.
This is because they are the ones that threaten your skeptic atheist community the most by deeming everything that's coming out of your mouth, Dusty, as hate speech and Islamophobia. And they are fighting for legislation to make your free speech illegal and even punishable by law. Dusty continues on with this crap for, I don't know, about another like 8 minutes or so. Essentially, to summarize it all up, is anyone who criticizes social justice warriors or feminists, they're all part of the alt-right. Anyone who makes money off criticizing them is a scumbag, whereas he's A-okay with spending all day bashing religions and getting money for it. And in the end of his video, the summary of it all is Donald Trump is the most dangerous thing in the world, and we need to vote for Hillary Clinton.
A guy who has a channel primarily attacking Islam or Christianity gets minor support, whereas a guy who is attacking primarily feminism or social justice warrior makes tens of thousands of dollars off Patreon because people are supporting them so heavily. This is what the community has decided is important. The most evil thing on the planet right now are social justice warriors and feminists. So these popular channels teaching the skeptic community built a boogeyman out of feminism and social justice warriors.
This is because feminism and social justice warriors have literally been pushing Islam and Sharia ideals into Western culture. They actually are demanding now that people have to accept Sharia law. I'm not even joking here. So this is why they're the evils. Everyone knows Islam is dangerous. Do we really need a 98,000th video from you explaining how Islam is evil and how it's a bunch of bullshit? Yet you say we don't need to be talking about these social justice warriors and these feminists who are pushing Islam to be taught in schools, who are out protecting Islamic rights to bring the worst of their culture into our culture under the guise of, well, we need to respect their beliefs. Yeah, sure, they beat their women and kill their children. We need to respect their beliefs. This is why those people are the evil boogeyman. So after a long time of him going on and on about how YouTube is now taken over by the alt-right, he really starts to show the true meaning behind his video.
Decided that instead of supporting the traditional liberal candidates as they would do normally, they would instead join the alt-right and start attacking Hillary Clinton and embracing Donald Trump.
Oh no!
And a lot of these people supporting Trump want to pretend like they're not actually part of the alt-right, which is bullshit.
And all of these people supporting Hillary Clinton want to pretend they're not part of this social justice warrior fascism, but that's a bunch of bullshit.
And the problem with supporting this alt-right bullshit is that Donald Trump is abso-fucking-lutely a worse candidate than Hillary Clinton. Social justice warriors are not the biggest threat on this fucking planet. You know what the biggest threat on this planet is?
Donald Trump. That's right. Dusty goes on a tirade for a good solid 3 more minutes about how Donald Trump is the biggest threat on this planet.
This dude actually wants to start a fucking theocracy. Are social justice warriors really that big of a threat where we have to side with dicks like this in order to fight them? Fucking no, of course not. This is retarded. And when you go look at the two stated platforms, one of them is incredibly fucking dangerous.
You mean the only platform that wants to screen incoming Muslim immigrants for Islamic extremism? This is so hypocritical coming from a guy whose entire channel is devoted to pointing out the evils of Islam.
And the other one is clearly the right direction.
You mean the right direction of absolute open borders from a candidate who is fully funded by Islamic extremist countries.
Aren't you guys tired of the whole social justice warrior thing yet? Hasn't it been done to fucking death yet?
Aren't you tired of this whole religious bashing thing yet? Hasn't been done to death yet?
I don't have very much support on this at all. The alt-righters have all the fucking support.
Yes, he literally just accused his illogical opinion and rant of not having support, not because it's illogical and stupid, but because anyone who disagrees with him is a member of the alt-right. Moron.
Because the alt-right is far more harmful to us. Enacting George W. Bush's failed policies again is much more harmful to us than any fucking thing Black Lives Matter is doing.
George Bush's policies weren't murdering people in the streets and bringing back racial segregation to our schools.
It's much more harmful to us than anything feminists are doing.
Don't even get me started on examples on that one. I don't have time.
So anyway, that's just my opinion. The social justice warrior thing has been played out heavily. The alt-right, in my opinion, are much, much, much more of a threat currently than social justice warriors are.
These people will fight for your freedom of speech, your freedom of religion, your freedom to trial. They are about liberty. They are about fighting for people's rights, whereas the social justice warriors and feminists you're talking about are for silencing people. They are for taking away liberties. They are for silencing anyone who they don't agree with, shutting them down, going in and not just protesting but rioting, pulling fire alarms, murdering people. Okay, they are murdering people over opinions. A teenage boy was almost killed. He was put in a coma for simply putting a Facebook post up saying that he supports the police, and social justice warriors tried to kill him for it. And you're going to tell me the alt-right is the most dangerous? Piss off. Now, you have to ask, why would a YouTuber who's been around for a long time and whose entire focus has always been on religion and pointing out the evils of Christianity and Islam and extremist religions, and how these are such major threats, why all of a sudden when he turn and start railing against so fervently the only candidate whose major part of his platform is ensuring Islamic extremism doesn't get into the United States, and then stumps for a candidate who's not only for open borders, but is actually funded by Islamic extremist countries. Hillary Clinton has received I can't even tell you how much she has received. It is so much money. Holy crap, dude. I mean, really, to support her is to support Islamic extremism. And I can't believe that this is coming from this guy. Now, it is no secret that the Hillary campaign has been buying YouTube players off. I mean, YouTube content providers, major ones, getting them to provide videos of their support for her. And she's been paying them under the table a lot of money. And one of the most famous ones to have come out is Casey Neistat. This little bitch boy right here. He's basically one of these trust fund kids who goes around the world making videos like the Travel Channel and getting serious money for it. But then recently, he put out a video, and it was all about how we have to vote for Hillary and how much of a piece of shit Trump was, and everyone saw right through it. And it's no secret, this dude was paid for by the Hillary campaign. It is fact. And dare I say it, I believe Dusty Smith has been bought and paid for by the Hillary campaign. I believe they cut him a fat check to turn his channel around and go after Trump and his supporters using the same new buzzword, alt-right, that Hillary Clinton pushed during the debates, because it's the big scary word that they can throw at anybody who disagrees with them. No different than social justice warriors calling everybody that disagrees with them a racist. And then shortly after the backlash he received from this video, he puts up a new video where essentially he tries to pass it all off of, oh, yeah, I was strawmanned and people misunderstood what I said and I just want to clarify, people didn't take it the right way. It's not what my intention was.
So I did a video about the alt-right and people flipped the fuck out. I have never been more strawmanned in my entire life. Tons of people took to Twitter and to YouTube to make all these videos where they strawman my position, which in my opinion is totally cool. At least it gave the community something to talk about for 5 seconds besides social justice warriors. But the thing is, a lot of people misunderstood what the fuck I was saying. A lot of people thought I was assessing blame onto others, which was really not my intention.
Everything from Dusty's total retarded self-definition of the alt-right, which isn't even close to what the real definition is, all the way up to him supporting a candidate that is funded by Islamic extremism and open to allowing Islamic extremism into our country, and then opposing the only candidate that would be against it, and his platform, his major part of his platform was to oppose it. This is so hypocritical, come from a guy whose catchphrase is,
You motherfuckers need logic.